now.
Hey, everybody. Hey, I'm happy to be here with you today. I'm here with my co-host, Derek Ray, and we want to talk about solutions today. We know that there's a pandemic going on and everybody is quarantined, but everybody is not losing during the quarantine. So we want to show you how that you can win, come out of this quarantine as a winner, okay? So we're going to talk about 4 challenges that everyone is facing. We're going to give you 3 solutions, 2 objectives, and 1 company that's going to handle everything. Okay, so let's jump right into the 4 challenges. Okay, so the 4 challenges is, and you're going to have to change the slide, man. Okay, is it a delay?
Yes, it is.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, so I know the way. Okay, cool. So let's talk about our 4 challenges that we're facing. Okay. Now we've always had these 4 challenges, but now these 4 challenges are even greater now than they has ever been before. So the first challenge is inflation. Now inflation is the cost of goods or services rising on a daily basis, but your paycheck stays the same, which means your dollar lose value. But now today, Derek, you know, inflation has even gotten worse with the situation that we're in today. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about why inflation is even worse now than it's ever been before?
Yeah, Charles, thank you. Pretty much why inflation is worse now because we are quarantined. For the past pretty much 7 to 8 weeks now going on, you know, so many people across the country has been in quarantine that is driving businesses to basically hold up and they're not making no money. So there's no money really being made in revenue around the states, around the country. And so pretty much when the future comes, when they start opening up the states and start saying people can open up their businesses going back, they got to catch up from what they lost. And so from the big loss, like gas stations, like say prices now looking cheap, but as soon as they start opening back up the economy, oil prices are going to go up because they got to make up for their losses. And so just like lot of other different places who's been closed, just some of the minor stuff we've been using on a daily, weekly, like barbershops, hair salons, they're going to have to basically increase their prices, just to catch up from what they lost. And it's going to be a drastic increase. So we got to brace for it.
Yeah, so with inflation, you know, business owners get to increase their prices whenever they feel like it, you know. So um, we got to do something to get in front of inflation. So we're going to try to show you how to outpace inflation. Now, our second challenge is taxes. Now, most people don't realize that taxes is actually your largest expense. When I talk to people and I ask them, what's your largest expense? A lot of times people will talk about mortgages, student loans, their wives, their husband, their kids, but taxes is really your largest expense because the government takes a third of your income right off the top. Now, again, with the situation that's going on, it's going to even be worse now than it's ever been before, Derek, because now the government is now passing out stimulus checks. So do you think that money is free?
Oh no, no. Yes, the government passed out trillions of dollars in stimulus checks, and like right now, that money is not free. So a lot of us don't know that we're gonna have to pay that back in taxes, and so we may be paying it back when you start going back to work, or we may be paying it back once we start filing our taxes for the next year or the future years to come. We just don't know when it's gonna hit, but it's gonna hit big. The taxpayers is going to pay the cost of all this money's going out we think is free.
Yeah, when you think about it, the 2 entities with the largest bank account is the U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve. So they the one that's issuing everybody these stimulus checks, and unemployment is on the rise, and people are getting unemployment. That is all being paid with our tax dollars. So where do you think those tax dollars are coming from? They're coming from the taxpayer. We are the ones that put the money into those bank accounts, and we're going to be the ones that's going to have to pay that money back, the taxpayers. Now, with that being said, that brings us back to our third challenge, which is debt. And debt is actually caused by taxes, okay? So the government hits you at the top of your paycheck, and then the banks hit you at the bottom of your paycheck. Now, debt, I believe, is going to be increased with the situation, because now people are having to rely on credit cards. So Derek, can you kind of like elaborate a little bit more on how you think debt is going to be caused by the pandemic?
Sure. Yeah, with the debt, it's gonna be so heavy, man. I mean, with the credit card balances, automatically they're gonna increase just because a lot of folks did not have any type of reserve, any type of emergency fund, or any type of backup waiting for something like this to happen. And so, what is the automatic thing to do right now when you don't have a job? You basically been quarantined. You're gonna have to use your credit card. So yes, those credit card balances are gonna increase. And there's also has been a lot of with credit cards, the banks are slowly increasing some of their interest rates too. They just got it on lock to where as soon as this is over, some of those interest rates on those credit cards are going to go up. So that's going to double and triple the balances that you are already going to have on your credit cards. So it's going to be big. So you just got to be prepared for it.
Yeah, it was something that you said about the banks. A lot of banks been deferring payments, but they haven't been deferring those interest rates. So a lot of people
Right.
are getting breaks on making payments on mortgages and stuff. But then when things get back to what we know as to be normal, they're going to pile all that interest rates back on them. So yeah, uh, we're going to be overloaded with debt. So we want to show you how to overcome that, and we're going to give you a solution for that. Now, our fourth and final challenge is big business. Now, big business is called big business for a reason, and there's always something that big business wants you to participate in. If you haven't noticed that, there's always a holiday that they want us to participate in, right? And I'm not going to go over all the holidays, but I just want you to know that it's capitalism. And if you don't understand capitalism, everybody that does will capitalize off of you. Now, I told you everything is worse now than it's ever been before. So big business is taking a hit too, Derek. So
Yeah.
what are some of the challenges that we're facing with big business now?
All right, yeah, because as you're saying, it used to be the big holidays, but since we all quarantined right now, the big hit is our 401ks. Our 401ks are being hit drastically just because, we are not working, people are not spending money. Some of the investments that some of the 401ks are invested in, like the airlines, like the big chip companies that basically that you invest in, that basically it pushes your increasing your inflation in all your investments, all are not making any money right now. So that's a big huge drop. I know a few people, like say just here locally, has got hit with several thousands of dollars who lost a lot of money in their 401ks. And so people are going to be looking for different solutions, to how to overcome some of these challenges.
Man, it's I've known people to lose 4 and 5 figures in their 401ks
Wow.
just because planes are not flying now. Businesses is really
Absolutely.
taking a big hit. So we want to show you a solution to that, to show you where you can put your money and protect it against inflation and big business dropping. So let's talk about our solution. All right. The first solution I want to talk to you about is opening a home-based business. Now, why a home-based business? Well, because you already have a home. Now, I am the owner of a commercial business, and I do have tenants in that commercial business. I have a hair salon, I have a tattoo parlor, I even had a photo studio, and those tenants have to pay rent. They also have to pay utilities. They also have to pay inventory for the goods and services that they're providing. Now, all of these expenses are on top of their everyday living expenses. So Derek, what makes opening a home-based business better or more affordable to handle the solution that we want to try to provide?
Oh man, just like I say, with a home-based business, like I say, it's a low-cost startup. Like I say, you got low overheads. Just like you was comparing yourself. Like say, you own a commercial property, and being a home-based business owner is like say it's so low on the overhead, it can help lower your taxes. And basically, when you start it, you can use. You got stuff you've been using every day. Got a cell phone here. Like I say, I got a cell phone. I use my cell phone for my business. I'm right now talking on my laptop, which I'm using for my business. I have my internet that I can basically use for my business. Everything we use every day is what we're using for our business. And so you can use it too. Like I say, I don't see why not everybody doesn't have, a home-based business. It's an easy startup. It's easy to do. You have everything. So create your current lifestyle so you can basically better yourself for your future lifestyle.
Exactly. Now, I'm gonna tell you, the governor has they're beginning to lift the ban on the economy and telling people that they can go back out
Oh
to
yeah.
the norm. Well, they're until the Surgeon General says that everything is normal, I'm gonna stay right here at home. So if I'm at
Absolutely.
home, I might as well make money from home, right?
Right.
So our second solution is leverage. Okay, so while you at home, you might as well leverage your situation. So with a home-based business, we can share this information with certain platforms and reach thousands of people at one time. Now just think about if you're trying to offer a solution to people and people that provide solutions are winning, you can particularly make a whole lot of money just using leverage. So Derek, what are some of the platforms that we can use, and why is leverage so important now?
Oh man, leverage is so important because it's like I say, you got all these platforms out there. Like I say, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got TikTok. It's a lot of other platforms out there where you can send a message of basically just using this leverage, for your business. I'm like me, like I say, I'm still new at this home-based business. But what I do is, like I say, I just introduce, and expose my business to my friends, families, and everyone here locally, and anyone else that, from abroad. And I'll use the leverage platform like Facebook and Instagram, where the extra digit movement and everybody else teaches everybody who has the experience to show everybody how to do their business. And so I can do all that from my home. So that's using leverage. The same example that's always been put out there. I will look stupid if I got three or four people in the same house with me and I'm trying to move a table. I would look stupid trying to move by myself without asking. And so I'm using leverage, which I'm using all my friends out there to leverage them to help sell my business and just to share the information.
Now, leverage is really important. And what people got to understand is wealth is made by leverage. Okay. Your job leverage your gifts and talents to make them money. Walmart leverage people to make money. So why not we use leverage ourselves at home to make money? Okay.
Yep.
A wise man told me that I'd rather use 1% of 100 people effort than just using 100% of my own efforts. So now just check this out. Here's my good friend. If you look on the left side of the screen, you got my good friend and business partner, Andre. Andre did a webinar about two or 3 weeks ago. And on the live itself, he had about maybe 200 to 400 people watching. But now if you look, Andre has over 5,000 views. And if you would look today, he probably have over 10,000 views. This is an old picture. So he leveraged social media to put his opportunities out there And look, over 5,000 people had saw that interview. Okay, my good friend Christy on the right, you know, we call it Cash Flow Christy. She did a webinar with a group of business partners, and you know, they're sharing testimonies and how they're getting paid and stuff like that. You know, again, she may have had 400 to 500 people on that webinar, but she has over 9.4 thousand people that viewed that clip, you know, at the time that this photo has been taken. And that was a few weeks ago. I bet now if I go back to that platform where she did it from, she probably have maybe 15,000 people to view. So you have to use leverage. Leverage is one of the things that we're going to show you how you can leverage a home-based business to create wealth. Hey, Derek, hey, I really appreciate you sharing this platform with me, man. And we're going to come back later and we'll give you some more solutions to how you can win during this time of quarantine.
All right. Thanks a lot, Charles. Appreciate it. Like the other information.
All right, man.